in September of 2 years ago, I bought a dark grey VW Golf FSI 2006. I needed it to get to work because I did not have a car. I could have got the VW Polo or the VW Up, but I wanted a wicked car so that I wouldn't have to replace it in like 5 years. And I bought it in Stroud. I'd never been to Stroud before. I bought the car and the car was wizard. I took it to my mechanic because sometimes you need to service a car. When you buy it, there can be some problems. Maybe the engine doesn't work nicely, or maybe there is a problem with the exhaust. I took it there, and when I came back to the garage, he said, you have a leaky flexi tube and you have a small leak in the radiator, and there are 4 CDs stuck in your hi-fi system. I had not been able to use the car hi-fi when I bought it, and I understood now the truth why I couldn't do that. There were 4 CDs stuck in the car's CD port in the hi-fi system. I did not do anything about the CD port for a year. It was okay, I just turned a Bluetooth attachment, which is okay, but every time I turn the car on, it says Bluetooth connected or pairing device, and I cannot listen to Lil Wayne or Amy Winehouse on it because there is a frequency in the snare drum and Amy Winehouse's voice which sounds like a plate of tin being hit with a spoon when it plays. I really wanted to listen to my favorite Amy Winehouse album, Frank, properly, but instead of spending money on a Bluetooth hi-fi system to put in the car, I decided to try and fix the CD machine instead. Last year I came back from work on a weekend and got into the car, and it was the hottest day on the year. I took a screwdriver and started to disassemble each part of the hi-fi system, and I took a photo of each stage because I am not a mechanic and I could easily destroy the inside of my car. I was listening to my like songs and I left my phone on the seat next to me, so I didn't have to change over songs. I got a bit closer to the inside of the CD port and things started to look motherboard, which scares me because I am not a mechanic and I am definitely not a car electrician. The CD was wedged in a box, so I got a screwdriver and thought that maybe I was going to damage the CDs, but I was in too far. I was now really hot and my vision was going a bit hazy, and then Pumpkin song by Kate Nash started playing, and now it was really desperate, and I thought maybe I was going to have to stop because I did not want to do any more work on the car. I got the CDs out of the port one by one and I had them on the side. These are the 4 CDs I got out of my car's hi-fi. The car had 4 owners, so I think that each owner who owned the car before got a CD stuck and didn't tell the person who bought the car after. I think based on this is who owned each CD. I had a look at the CDs and played them in my house, and so here is what I learned about each CD player and what maybe each of the car owners was. This CD does not have a name on it. The car was made before most cars had Bluetooth, so the person who owned the car seems to have collected all of their favorite metal and 80s rock songs and burn it onto a disc with a laptop, because CD was on the bottom of the CD port, so it was worse scratched by my screwdriver as I tried to get it out. It is also the worst music of any of the 4 CDs. It all basically starts with Will Bring the House Down by Slade, a Birmingham rock and roll band, which transitions to some Rod Stewart. The third song is equally unlistenable, but that is because the disc is scratched. The roller coaster of misery takes us to Georgie, Status Quo, Guns N' Roses, ZZ Top, before we have a listen of 2 more songs mercifully lost to time because of my screwdriver. Things briefly improve with some Oasis, Billy Idol and Francis Rossi before we get back on track with Gary Glitter, Skids, Judas Priest and Alvin Stardust. The 2 songs on the end are also scratched out but sound very similar, which ends off CD 1. I think that the person who owned the car must not only have been an idiot for getting a CD stuck into the Golf's hi-fi, but also for their music tastes, as well as being a cocksucker for not trying to retrieve the CD. CD has a title and even reveals its origin. Passion 4 House describes itself as being created for Spider G birthday, which was on Saturday 23rd of November 2013 at a club called Number 65 in Vauxhall. The event featured DJ Pioneer, Super D, DJ B3, Lance Morgan, Carlos Aires. Spider G is an MC and hype man who you can hear over almost every track on the disc. It was mostly hard and deep house from the early 2010s. My favorite was Careless by Dusky, which is a song I had not listened to in a few years. There was DJ SKT, Dennis Ferrer, Nick Holder, Martin Ikin, Paolo Rocco, and Arnold Rebottini. The disc was still damaged, so there were maybe 2 songs I could not listen to, and a lot of time Spidey G was yelling over the music, so that made it hard to concentrate. But I would maybe go to this event if it was being held next Saturday, and maybe even some other. This is the best CD of the 4 CDs that were stuck in the car. This is the 2013 Sound Supreme Carnival Special from Sound Supreme. These fellas know the business. They are architects of the groove. They are prophets of a new dawn. London-based collective known for tearing the party open and jumping in. Mr. G, DJ Junior, DJ Firesmarts are the creators of Sound Supreme and have created a mix that has changed my perspective on music. I had never listened to A$AP Rocky or Conscience before now. This disc is slightly damaged towards the end, but starts off well with Kiara, Rihanna, Fat Joe, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, Ace Hood, Chris Brown, Sage the Gemini, Sean Kingston, Ray J, Jeezy, 2 Chainz, Whale, A$AP Rocky. The playlist then slides into more traditional Notting Hill Carnival songs: RTX, Conscience, Popcorn, iOctane, Mad Rhythm, Aiding, Tinez, Movado, Inyanya, Fuse ODG, and Timaya. Each song is trimmed short and played into the next one very quickly. This is called Selector Mode. There is also a more DJ dance electronic music focus at the end of the playlist. Disclosure, Sneak Martin, Skin, KTB, Dimitri Vegas, Cloud9 Beach. The DJs, Junior and Fire and G, have created a masterclass in audio, and this is my dream, that I can meet them and have a glass of beer with them someday. The final CD in the stack was probably by the man I bought the car off, who was 19 years old and bought a BMW sedan instead. This is a mix from DJ Knowledge, who is an international multi-genre DJ, and you can find him on SoundCloud, on Instagram. He has many different sets online. I think most of the music in this disc is boring, maybe just because it's not quite my bag, but there are some nice grooves and a couple of standout songs. My favorite ones are Special by Mad Slinky, Getting Nowhere by Magnetic Man, and We Are One by Black Coffee. I have a personal vendetta against the final owner of the car because he lied to my face when I asked him whether there was anything wrong with the car outside from mildly wobbling steering. And from this experience of opening up the car hi-fi system, how to open up the hi-fi system, but also that there are crooks out there who are determined not to fix a problem, even when it benefits them. 4 owners and 4 CDs, 1 for each. In getting a glimpse of the lives of my VW Golf's previous owners, I have learnt a bit more about the car I have and what people are like, really. I can now listen to Amy Winehouse whenever I want without any worry that her voice will become warped or any other problems. I also have 3 very special little discs.